Welcome to today's meditation. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for all of the positive works that you are doing. Thank you for authenticating every day. Thank you for continuing to use the energy in your space efficiently. And thank you for using your gifts and talents to amplify your efforts, all of our efforts. So today we're going to talk more about inefficient coding. And I like to keep things simple and very effective. So, how does inefficient coding work in our lives? And how can we recognize that so that when we tune in to the ultimate operating system of God, code term God for proper connection, then your unique operating system, your name. So how do we use this resource allocation properly? And what are some of the issues that you can sidestep and know about so that you are in alignment with your purpose and destiny and not having to worry about these issues? So we talked about how with the greedy, hungry monster, they can actually be taking your resource allocation. It's very easy to fix. You go to God, you hook up to the universal operating systems code, you use your name, and you authenticate your intentions, your actions that you've been using your gifts and talents, and that you are starving and you don't have the proper resource allocation. And you believe it's because there's some bad programs around you that are actually taking your resources. And you would like to have the resource allocation attributed to you. Hi, hello, here I am, so that you can do that. So sorry I didn't check in earlier, but now I am, and I'm authenticating every day. Let's move forward. We like to be efficient here. So once you're authenticated and hooked up, let's go. So now that you're authenticated and hooked up, you're going to get your resource allocation. Quite often, a bottleneck issue happens where the resource allocation is brought to the proper person, and then there's an influx of energy, but they still are going through the motions the same way that they always have. So please be very aware there will be an influx in energy, there will be more resources allocated to you, and there will be more processing power from the operating system given to you. Now, it's very important here. There are many ways that you can use your gifts and talents. If you have not tuned in to what exactly your gift and talent is, that means you better be learning and you better be trying things out and you better be doing things to figure out what your gifts and talents are. That could be reading a new book. That could be trying to garden. That could be trying to draw. That could be trying to rap. Whatever you think it is, you need to try. And if you try something and you're like, okay, let me try something else, that's great too. Keep trying stuff. I have a very interesting way of uploading and downloading things where I will work on a project and sometimes I can tell that I need that to percolate a little bit and then I'll work on something else. That's how I work. But other people work where they go through one project A to B and then they go to another project A to B. I'm different. So you also need to figure out how you work in the system. And that is very unique to you. So please, anything that I say about my working style, where I'm not saying this is a one-size-fits-all program, that's my unique operating system. So I'm just giving you a look into how I work. And if you work differently, that's great. We are here to use our unique operating systems code in tandem with the universal operating systems code and live our unique purpose and destiny by using the operating systems power proficiently and efficiently and helping alleviate stress and tension on the system. And that is by good intention, good action, all of those things. So one of the ways that we're going to get this resource allocation and this energy is by tuning in and connecting and authenticating. And then once we get the energy, we need to use it. If we do not use it, why would it be allocated towards us? And if we're using it in a bad way, you need to stop that right now because that's a drain on the system. Why would we allocate energy if it's proliferating in the system and draining other energy? That's going to hurt the processing power of the entire universe. It just does not make sense that that would be something that we're prioritizing. You are not becoming a prioritized, unique operating system if you are not using the energy efficiently. It's just basic. It's very simple. This is not complicated. You can be having the worst life as far as what you wear, what you eat, and the money in the bank account. But if you have good intentions and you are using your gifts and talents every day, and that might just be giving someone a really nice hug, and you tune in and you're authenticating yourself within the system, things are going to change. Things are going to change. But if you aren't eating properly, you don't have any money in the bank account, like you're dressed poorly and your intentions are terrible and you treat people terrible and you're draining everyone around you's energy constantly and you're not authenticating in the system, like I don't know what's going to happen to you, but that is not something I would recommend to anyone. If you're in a situation you don't like from an optic standpoint, as far as what you're eating, how you're dressing, the things around you, you better take into account, like, what are your actions? Do you have pure intentions? Okay, do you not even know what pure intentions are? Then you should learn what that is so that you can at least have some foundation there. The literal basic explanation of having pure intentions is not hurting anything or anyone else. Okay? So if you are hurting someone that you feel like, wow, they're a good person, they have pure intentions, and they are responding to me and telling me, hey, this is hurting my feelings, you might start to listen to that. Because if you don't have pure intentions, there's an issue there. That's why if you have not done Phoenix Protocol version 1, lessons 1 through 7, there is some talks about bad programs, and one that I like to discuss is the looper. It seems to be one that everyone's familiar with. It's these looping thoughts, right? Over and over and over again. That's a very ingrained bad program. And unfortunately, it's not compatible with the most optimized code, which is what you will start to receive when you Command Alt Delete bad programs back to God, the universal operating system, which is trying to reboot these programs. That's all that we're doing, because they're not using energy efficiently and they're actually outdated code that just needs to be reset. And they will always have a purpose, right? The reason that there are bad programs and they're showing themselves to you is literally to be reboot and reset. They have a purpose. So everything has a purpose. Bad programs' purpose is to literally illuminate where we need to reboot the system and recode. So that's why you Command Alt Delete with love, because we came from love and we return to love. That's why you Command Alt Delete back to God, the universal operating system, so that that program can just reboot and we can use that energy in a different, efficient way. And that it can have the most optimized code, the most efficient code. Angels are the best coders. That's all they are. They're the best coders. And the opposite side of that, they're just inefficient, outdated programs that need to be rebooted. It's nothing crazy. There doesn't need to be this judgment attached to everything because everything has a purpose. An angel's a great coder, so it's being trusted with more operating system power. The opposite is something that just is inefficient coding that needs to be rebooted. Now, there's no judgment. They're both needed. They will always have a purpose. They will always exist. So why should we judge both sides? If you want to be an efficient coder, I'm teaching you how. So this is how you become an efficient coder. Okay? All right. I'm so proud of you. Love is always there. Authenticate, right? Keep those actions pure intention. Understand how to get around and sidestep these bottlenecking issues and these lag times, right? Bottlenecking issues are created because you need to use your gifts and talents more. And if you don't know what it is, figure it out, try new things, learn. There's so much around you. You could literally be great at giving someone a hug and listening. There is literally a place in the world for you to just sit there and listen to someone. Isn't that crazy? That's so cool. So don't compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. And it's also a distraction, a bad program. You get validation from the universal operating system of God. You don't get validation from other people. You get validating in the system through God, code term God. That is how you get validated to get more of the universal operating system's processing power to live your destiny and purpose. I am very proud of you guys. This is amazing. It's so simple. So simple. You're doing a great job. I love you. I love you. I love you very much. I hope you have a beautiful day.